My name is Christine, and when I was 16, I was diagnosed with Evans syndrome. Evans syndrome is a rare autoimmune disease, and when you have Evans syndrome, your body destroys its platelets, red blood cells, and white blood cells. Some people have a combination of the two, and some people have all three. Sometimes one symptom eases up for a bit, and just the platelets act up, which would mean that your ITP at that moment is just acting up, and sometimes none of it goes away at all, and it's a long battle until you hit remission, or at least stable platelets and stable red blood cells and stable white blood cells. I know that this is very rare and a lot of people do not know what it is, therefore a lot of people just assume that it's not that big of a deal because you don't hear about it, but the truth is it can be very chronic. I have chronic ITP. I have Evans syndrome, but the ITP part right now is chronic. Sometimes the red blood cells are a bit more chronic, and the white blood cells for me are a little low, but they're not chronically low, but it does make things a little bit harder for my primary immunodeficiency that I also have, and that is called hypogammaglobulinemia. I may have said that wrong. I'm working on being able to say that correctly, but it's a really long word and a very hard to pronounce word. So when I first realized something was wrong was when I was 16 and I began to sleep a lot. I had chronic fatigue. I couldn't wake up for school in the morning. If you looked at my phone, you would see alarm after alarm after alarm set, and they would go off and I would sleep through them. My mom thought that I had just not wanted to go to school, but I'm actually a very studious person and I hated missing a lot of school. I already missed a lot of school because I was always very sick and I never knew why. I started to get nosebleeds and I started to bruise excessively, and they were terrible bruises, just huge bruises all over my body. That is when my mom took me to the doctors and I got blood tests, and we found out that I had Evans syndrome. The symptoms of Evans syndrome can be very alarming and very scary. There's a lot of bruising, a lot of bleeding. The nosebleeds are just, it pours out. It just pours and pours. Sometimes it looks like a murder scene. There's petechiae, which is light hemorrhaging under the skin, and gums will bleed when you brush your teeth and you just spit, and there's a lot of blood in the sink. I hemolyzed, and I hemolyzed so much over the years that my gallbladder went bad, and that was a huge struggle, which I will throw up in the cards a video where I talk about that. I'm not going to talk about it here because this video is going to be long enough as it is. My heart races and I have a general feeling of just not feeling very well most of the time. I have my great days and that's awesome. I love when I wake up and I feel refreshed and I can take on the world, and there's the days where I can barely get out of bed. The scariest thing about having Evans syndrome is hemorrhaging. You can't always see you're hemorrhaging. I could be bleeding to death right now and not know it. Having migraines is really scary because you never really know if it's a migraine or a brain bleed. Usually it's a migraine, but brain bleeds do happen, and I've heard about several people having brain bleeds, some surviving, some dying. So I had a lot of issues with my first hematologist, and years later I found a new hematologist who was great, and when it came time for treatment, he had told me that if I didn't get treatment now I would have died, and I cried. I was in school at the time and it was very important for me to finish, and I was doing well and I couldn't miss this one class. If I missed it I had to take the whole class over again. There was a test that was going to be a very big portion of my grade, and it was the last day of the class. And I had to miss it because I did not want to die. So I informed the teacher I would not be there, and I got my treatment. And treatments are very difficult, and we'll get into them later. But it's definitely terrifying to have low platelets, especially when you are a heavy bleeder. I also have mild factor IX deficiency, which is hemophilia, and I bleed a lot. I bleed a ton even when my platelets are on the higher end of the spectrum. Your platelets should be 140,000 to 400,000, and mine, the lowest they had been was 4. They had been for 3 different times. It's also been like 9 and 8. Treatment starts at 20 or below. However, my doctor treats me at 30 now because once I get to 30, I'm getting to 20. And unfortunately, that's just a reality of my health. I used to sometimes go up from 30, but in recent years, it just doesn't seem to be what happens. When people see me with a low platelet count and they see all the bruises, I get questions like, are you being abused? Is somebody hurting you at home? Are you okay? Were you in an accident? It's kind of embarrassing. Sometimes I wear long sleeves when it's a little warm out. I just want to hide the bruises. I get funny looks. People comment about it. It doesn't feel that great. So I recently found out I had hypogammaglobulinemia, which I didn't know I had, and apparently I was diagnosed when I was 16, but the doctor did not tell me. I am low on antibodies, and that helps fight off infections and illnesses, and that is why I am almost always sick. I go into a crowd of people, 9 times out of 10, I come back sick. I went to Gettysburg a few months ago, and I went with my husband and my friend Michael on YouTube, and neither one of them got sick, and I got sick. I get the flu all the time, and I get chronic bronchitis and pneumonia. I had chronic bronchitis for 5 months one time, and I also will get things like viral pharyngitis and stomach viruses, and I don't just get little colds, you know. It's more, I get head colds, I do get them. Or chest colds and stuff like that, but it never is just the cold. It will turn into something else like bronchitis, pneumonia, and sometimes I have more than one thing at once. The one year I had chronic bronchitis and the flu at the same time, that was really hard to get through. That was so hard to get through. My biggest hope in doing this is that it will raise awareness for people and people would stop judging so much. A lot of comments on, well, if you did this, you would be better. If you just took vitamins, you would be better. I do take vitamins, and I don't get better. You know, people have told me, go vegan, eat meat, don't eat meat, be a vegetarian, eat fish, don't eat cheese, you know, and if it were that simple, believe me, we would all know about it. There is no cure. People have different results with different treatments, and what makes it difficult, in my opinion, I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I think this is what makes it difficult, is that some people have their platelets being killed off in the bone marrow, some people have their platelets being killed off from the spleen, and some people have their platelets being killed off by the liver, a combination of things, and I think that is what really makes it difficult to really narrow in a cure, because different people have different problems and it results in different ways. Different treatments help certain people and some treatments don't help anyone. Some people have had every treatment that you could have and nothing work, and they get stem cell transplants. Some people have passed, a few have lived. It is a very complicated and serious disease. Hypogammaglobulinemia, there is no cure for this as well. There are treatments again for this, and I'm kind of hoping to convince my doctor to give me treatments for it, because I avoid going out in big crowds and I get anxiety from it, and I just feel like it's not the way to live. I shouldn't have to hide out in my home, you know what I mean? I feel like anytime I leave I get sick in the winter and in the fall, and I love the fall and I love the winter and I love all the activities that go along with it, and I really wish that one year I could go out and do them all and I wouldn't have to worry. So my hope for this is just to bring awareness, because people judge me left and right, and doctors even judge me. A lot of doctors do not know what Evans syndrome is because it's so rare. I've gone into the emergency room so many times for various reasons, and when I tell them that I have Evans syndrome, I never been into the emergency room where doctors knew what Evans syndrome was. None of them have ever known. So it's frustrating, and some of them do not think it's anything. Some of them think that it's minor and I'm fine, and that's not true. Some of them think it's really serious, and I appreciate those doctors. And then there's others who tell me it doesn't exist, and I've had that happen, and that is scary. The goal is to bring awareness to this and to kind of help people understand like what I go through. I'm going to bring you guys along with me to the doctors, and we're going to talk about treatments. We're going to talk about having children. We're going to talk about managing my time and every little thing that could go into having a chronic illness and making my life harder. We're going to talk about it. Things that I'm doing wrong, things that other people are doing wrong, things that should be addressed, I want to address. And I hope you guys enjoy this. I know it can be a little bit whiny at times because I get emotional during this. I do. There is a moment where I'm quite emotional, and you can tell that I have been crying, and I hope you guys can look past the whining that happens here and there. I do get sick in this series. You get to see what that's semi like. You don't get to see like a really chronic illness, but you get to see what it is like for me to get sick, just kind of a little bit, because it was a head cold, and I started to get a little bit of bronchial symptoms, so I took care of it right away. So you guys get to see kind of like a little bit of a struggle with that. I kind of like, what's sad though is like, oh man, too bad it wasn't like pneumonia. But then I'm like, no, I kind of don't want you guys to know what it's like for me to get pneumonia, because I just don't want to get pneumonia. Just trust me when I say it's bad. It's bad. I also have anemia. Did I tell you guys that? Probably not. Yeah, I have anemia, hemolytic anemia, and I have an iron deficiency due to a heavy period. I'm sorry if anyone doesn't want to hear about it, but I get a really heavy period because I do not clot for two different reasons: low platelets and low on the clotting protein because of hemophilia. So that's why I have an iron deficiency. I think that's all I want to say. I know this is a long intro, but yeah, I knew it would be. Okay guys, so you're gonna see, I don't know what you guys are gonna see next because I haven't even started editing, but I hope you guys enjoy this little documentary that I threw together for you. Bye. Excuse the hair. I just got up. I'm going to my appointment today. Sorry, Lacey's like barking at neighbors. Lacey! I'm a little bit nervous because my platelets had dropped 2 weeks ago. And then today, the first thing I see on Facebook is about a little girl who passed away from a brain bleed. And that broke my heart. This is weird. This is my first like moment of this. I don't have a lot of time because I have to get to my mom's house. It's still dark outside. I'm leaving at 6:30. It's 6:10 now, and I'm gonna be there at 7-ish, and then at 7:30 I will be leaving and go to my appointment. It is over an hour away from here, so I have to go to my mom's first. So I'm gonna go get ready and make a little something to eat just in case I have to sit through a 6-hour infusion. Fingers crossed I don't. Keep calm and pray for high platelets. Okay, so I'm back and I have food cooking. I'm kind of like starving today. My iron I know is low because it is that time of the month and I already have low iron. So when it's that time of the month, my iron drops even more. But today I'm definitely nervous, and it was so weird. For the first thing I saw today was about the little girl that passed, and literally broke my heart. So it kind of makes me really want to do this. I'm a little bit nervous to like film anything in there. I don't know if I will. Maybe I'll take a little bit video of like the blood being drawn. If I get an infusion, I will film it a little bit. I'm not going to film any of my appointment though, but I may film a little bit of the blood being drawn. I'm a little like weary of it. I don't know. So I have to hurry up here, but I forgot to tell you guys I'm wearing infusion clothes. So I got a t-shirt, I got some like warmer comfy leggings on, and then I have a hoodie that I'm bringing because they get really cold during infusion. So I like to be prepared and wear infusion clothes because there's nothing more annoying than not being dressed very well for an infusion and going in there and being uncomfortable for 6 hours, because they already make you uncomfortable, the infusion, so you don't want to add to it. So I always have infusion clothes, and if I know I'm getting an infusion, I bring blankets. They have heated blankets, but they're not warm enough. Just have my blood drawn, and I'm in the waiting room, and I'm nervous. Everything dropped. Everything. Okay, so it is, what time is it? I don't even know. 7:40, and I'm looking like a hot mess. I'm on my camera, which is normally better quality, but it's late. It's dark out. I'm gonna put this light on behind myself for you guys. Maybe that will be better. As you saw in earlier clips, I'm not happy. Not happy about my appointment. So everything that I've ever had a problem with had dropped. My platelets dropped. They were 69 2 weeks ago. They were lower than I wanted them to be then, and now they're lower even now. Now they're 46. Now, before, my platelets have stayed around 30, 40, and gone back up, you know, on their own, and we were always very pleasantly surprised about that. But that does not happen often. Normally, once it gets to be around this level, it keeps trending down until I need treatment. So this is not something I wanted to hear, but I'm going to try my best and remain hopeful and hope that, you know, in 2 weeks when I go back, my platelets will be higher. They don't have to be remission numbers. I just don't want them to drop anymore. You know, I don't want any more treatments. I hate treatments. My hemoglobin dropped a little bit, which wasn't surprising because I'm on my period and I expect two things to drop. My iron, definitely. My hemoglobin, quite possibly. So neither of these two things are shocking, but it would have been nice if it didn't drop, but you know, it's kind of like, yeah, I know this is happening at this point. And then my antibodies dropped more. They were already low, which is not good because it is the winter months and I don't want to catch the flu or anything. Like, I don't want viral pharyngitis again, nothing. I don't want any of the sorts. My white blood cells dropped, my red blood cells dropped, and I really don't want to hemolyze, so I'm really disappointed with my red blood cells. Is that it? My antibodies, platelets, red blood cells, white blood cells, hemoglobin, iron. Yeah, I think that's it. Then I decided to bite the bullet and ask him the question I have been avoiding. If I were to get pregnant, what complications would arise? And I didn't like his answer, honestly, at all. Okay, so this is really personal. I'm gonna tell you guys because, like, how can I leave any of this out, right? This is supposed to be me kind of bringing you along and my journey and just showing you guys what it's like to deal with this. He told me that in my 3rd trimester, I will most likely have my platelets drop. I had heard this before and I had done my own research and saw this. So I was expecting this. Figured I could deal with it though. He also told me that if my platelets at the time of giving birth were under 100,000, most anesthesiologists would not give me an epidural. Again, knew this, but I didn't want to hear it. So I was expecting this. Figured I could deal with it though. He also told me that if my platelets at the time of giving birth were under 100,000, most anesthesiologists would not give me an epidural. Again, knew this, but I didn't want to hear it. So I was expecting this. Figured I could deal with it though. He also told me that if my platelets at the time of giving birth were under 100,000, most anesthesiologists would not give me an epidural. Again, knew this, hoping I could deal with this. He told me that there is a chance that I would give my baby ITP. I wasn't sure about this. I heard mixed things. That was my biggest fear. And that is a possibility. I knew hemophilia was a possibility, you know, mostly for if you have a son, because I have myelobacterial 9 deficiency. It runs in my family. My great-grandfather had it. Skip some generations. I don't know. So I knew that it's definitely a possibility if I have a son, like 50-50, you know what I mean? ITP can be chronic. People who don't have chronic ITP, you know, they live more normal lives. They live more normal day-to-day functioning lives, and that's wonderful, but you never know who's going to have it chronically and who isn't. I do have it chronically. I have a terrible immune system that attacks in crazy ways, and it gives me hell, you know what I mean? I'm an adult, and I feel like I can handle it better than a child could. And I've seen other people talk about their babies who have ITP and what they go through. I can't imagine. Don't cry, Christine. I can't imagine what that's like, and I don't want that for my kid. So I thought, okay, this might happen. I had been thinking about this, and I thought about adopting. It's probably the route we're going to take, but I really wanted to have a baby. Not now, obviously. I'm not like ready for that. I can barely keep my own health together right now, but I was hoping one day I would have a baby. A lot of people will ask me, like, when are you gonna have a kid? When are you gonna have a kid? You'd be a great mom. When are you gonna have a kid? Like, family members. When am I gonna get a niece or a nephew? And it's just like, it was already like a burden, like, for people to do this. Now I feel like I have to tell them, and it's gonna be hard to tell them because I can barely say it, you know, like, oh, I'm not gonna have a kid. Like, so real now. But I'm hoping in the future adoption will work out for me. I'm hoping that I can adopt, and I would be very happy then. The thing is, I know adoption is very expensive, so it's like, I don't know how many kids I would be able to adopt, you know what I mean? Like, it might just be one, and that sucks because I didn't want just one kid. So, like, everything sucks right now because I'm really sad, and I don't want to cry on camera. I never cried on camera before, so I'm like trying my best to hold it back. But oh my goodness, I don't know. I'm sad, you know, I'm really sad. And you know what's funny? It's not really funny, but it's like, I don't know, it's weird. The weird thing is, I have been contemplating doing this, taking you guys along with me, kind of documenting it. And I have been putting it off for so long, and I don't really know why I've been doing it. And sometimes I'm like, oh, you know, I'll wait till I'm sick so you guys can see, like, me at my full, like, ugh, you know. And then I get really sick, and I'm like, I don't want to do it right now. And then today I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. I'm going to do it. I've been putting it off long enough, and I want to do this. I want to raise awareness for ITP, Evans syndrome, hypogammaglobulinemia, probably still say that wrong, to be a girl with myelobacterial 9 deficiency. I really want to raise awareness for it, and I want you guys to see what it's like. I'm gonna turn this light off. I have such a stress headache, and it's making it worse. I'm sorry. I want to raise awareness. I want you guys to see it. I want it to become a little bit of a more normal topic. I want people to understand it a little more. A lot of people don't. And I just couldn't feel like the time was right. And then I did it today, and it turned out to be not a very good day for me. Not the worst day I've ever had, but not the best. Definitely not the best. Far from the best. You guys could see the emotional damage this does, really, today, because I'm a little heartbroken. I cried multiple times today, I'm not gonna lie. Whenever I cry a lot, I get headaches, anyone else. I don't know. So whenever I cry, I get headaches. Whenever I get stressed, I get headaches. Had a headache for hours now. I'm actually really depressed, and I have somewhere to go Saturday, and I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to do anything. I don't really want to talk to anyone. I just want to sit in my room and sulk and wallow in my self-pity. Now that's not good. I'm going to not do that, but I want to do that, and I want to just cry. I want to bury myself in my pillow and cry. And by the way, I have my heater on if you hear it, but I'm cold. My husband was like, I'll buy you all the boxers you want. I'm like, I don't want boxers, I want babies. Well, I do want boxers. I always want boxers, but I want boxers and babies. I don't know. I guess I just have to cross my fingers, pray, and hope for the best, because there's not a lot else I can do. Okay, guys, so I just woke up. It is 5:30, but I woke up like died. I laid around for like a half hour because I'm depressed about, possibly not having kids. And I'm not crying right now. I'm actually like woke up really stuffy, and I don't know if it's my allergies, but I wanted to check in and let you guys know how I'm feeling. I probably look a mess. I haven't even looked at myself in the mirror yet, so let me do that. I guess I don't look too bad. I looked a lot worse. Yeah, I feel really stuffy. I feel like I can't breathe very well. I feel really weak today. I'm tired. I'm gonna go blow my nose, get some heat, and let me all get something for her to eat. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I have a basketball game I was supposed to be going to tomorrow. So I need to like get it together for my nephew. Oh, my eyes are watering like crazy. Alright, I'm gonna go. So I'm joined by Max the cat, Lacey the boxer, and you can see in the background my closet is open and I have a tree like right there. It is now 10:30. And I feel still stuffy. I don't feel as stuffy since when I first woke up because I, blew my nose and all that. But it feels like I have just a lot of congestion here, and I don't think it's going to be gone by tomorrow. And I feel that it is definitely a sickness coming on, which I'm pretty sure it is. I think I'm going to stay home tomorrow because I don't want to go out and infect everyone. I'm always very conscious of that, and I think it's because I hate when people like go around me when they're sick and like they know that I don't produce enough antibodies and I have immune problems, so I really hate when other people do it to me. I try not to do it to other people. So I think I'll miss the first game and I'll go to the second game. My head hurts. I took Tylenol. It didn't really help that much. It helped a little bit. I was looking for Sudafed and I swore that I had more Sudafed because I'm like congested, and I couldn't find it, so I guess I took all the Sudafed and forgot. It's cold in my room. I'm going to turn on the heater, and I have to stop procrastinating because I did that. Went down, I ate, I fed Lacey, she went out in the yard, I talked a bit to my nephew's mom. Well, I took all my medicine and everything, so I'm on an antibiotic from an infection I had 2 weeks ago. I'm still on an antibiotic for it. Whew, I feel like I'm wheezing a little bit too. Like when I take a deep breath, I can hear it in my chest a little bit. So, maybe I'll get lucky and the antibiotic will help with that too. I don't know. We'll see. But, I came upstairs and I watched a couple of YouTube videos because I was procrastinating. I have to finish up my room. And I remember it was a mess. It was a mess. And I made quite the progress, I feel like, the other day. And I was too tired to finish the rest. And I don't want to finish it right now because I just want to, like, lay it down so badly. That's all I want to do. I'm tired. I feel weak. I have my period. I'm still a little bit down. But I'm like, you have to finish cleaning because I have, like, look at that. Not the drawers. I just opened that drawer. I didn't even shut it because I'm an idiot, but look at that. That is all Christmas presents for people in like this huge pile. Like you can't even see the extent of it. It's a big, big pile. There's boxes underneath, lots of gifts. And I need to empty a tote that has Christmas decorations in it, put it up around, and then I'm going to use the tote for my Christmas presents I bought people that are just hanging out in a giant pile by my bed because I cannot even open my last 2 drawers because of it. And I have no room in my closet to put it in there. I have boxes that have craft supplies in my closet. I am going to do that. I'm going to finish cleaning. I don't have a lot more to do actually. I did get a lot done, which is very, very satisfying. And I'm going to shower. Look at this hair. It's awful looking. And then I can lay down and watch TV and all that. I'm probably gonna go grab my chest rub because when I'm sick, like I need my chest rub. I need it. I need my chest rub when I'm sick. That's like all I care about. It helps me breathe better and it makes me feel a little bit better. I put it on my chest and then I put it under my nose so I can breathe a little better, and it makes the sickness more comfortable in my opinion. I know some people hate it. Personally, I love it. I have a chest rub in like my medicine drawer in the bedroom. I have a medicine drawer in the bedroom, yes. It's got like my Asper cream in it and like antibacterial cream and nasal sprays and stuff in it. And then I have a chest rub for my purse for when I have to go out and I'm sick, because I cannot be bothered to not have my chest rub. I'm not addicted to it. It just makes my breathing so much better, and I hate not being able to breathe on my nose. So I'm gonna put that on. I'm gonna get to cleaning. I'm gonna get a shower. Then I can relax. Then I can just like chill out. I have a lot of times my battery's dying, but it's 3:40. And I just had a little bit of a like crying fit. Like I cleaned my room, I got in the shower, did all that, planned out my week, and then I had a little crying fit because I was on Facebook and I saw a child like, well, my camera died, but it was the worst picture I had seen of a nosebleed from a child, and their face was covered in blood and there's clots, and it was very gruesome, and it kind of just like solidified that I wouldn't want to put my kid through that, you know, like knowing that I could give ITP to them and hemophilia. Like, can you imagine? I mean, I bleed quite a bit, so like ITP and hemophilia together or separately, but there were complications. Like, the paramedics didn't know what ITP was, and that's always frustrating. And I just don't want to put my kid through that. I don't want anything like that to happen to them. I don't want them to go through life living like that and not being able to be a normal kid and be sick all the time, be depressed. I got this at 16, so I had a normal childhood, and I'm very thankful for that. But I was really, really upset because I wanted to have a kid, so I did cry quite a bit off camera. I wasn't filming it. It was a little too personal, but yeah, this is like my realization that I'm making, unfortunately, the right decision, and it's a decision I so badly hate. So it's the next day, it's 9 o'clock, I woke up at 8:30, I took my medication, and now I'm watching a Christmas movie, and I'm going to put some makeup on. I'm going to go to Kmart and look for a tree topper and some garland. And I want to tell you guys, I did my own research, further research to what my doctor was telling me, and I found that inherited ITP could be a very low chance. So I'm feeling a lot more hopeful, and I'm going to get a second opinion before I make my final decision about children. I have been bruising really easy. I have bruises like all over the tops of my feet from Lacey stepping on them. That normally does not happen. I have little bruises all over my legs. I woke up feeling terrible today. I felt so weak when I woke up. I'm feeling a little better, but I felt like I couldn't get out of bed, and I just laid there for a while. So if the bruising continues, I have to go to the hospital, and I don't want to because I want to be an outpatient, not an inpatient. I don't want to be admitted. I just want to get my 6-hour infusion and then go home. I do have a little bit of a cold, and I'm hoping this is causing the fatigue and weakness, but I honestly don't think it is because it's not that bad. I think maybe it's that and the platelets together, but it's definitely not just a little bit of cold that I have. Makeup is done for the most part. I don't have any lipstick on because I'm going to go eat something, and I'm going to go drink papaya juice because supposedly papayas help with platelets. So we'll see. I feel like I look somewhat healthy now. I woke up today and I am literally so sick. My head is killing me. I am so congested. My throat hurts really bad. I feel like I barely move. I had like a little tickle in my throat the other day, and I had a feeling I was getting sick. I had a little bit of a cough, and then it blew into this overnight, and my husband's out getting me some medicine, and I am just laying in bed. I started getting sick after I went to the doctor's, probably because I went out and I was even lower on antibodies than usual. So this is a result of just going to the hematologist. So I look a mess, obviously. I feel a mess, so why not show you what it's like, I guess, right? I get sick all of the time. There are treatments to boost your immune system called IVIG, and I wish my doctor would give me them. But he doesn't think it's serious enough, so I think I'm going to see an immunologist and try and get the immunologist to understand. I shouldn't have to hide away to avoid getting sick. I shouldn't have to just stay in my house and not see anyone or go anywhere. I shouldn't have to be told, just wear a mask. Who the hell wants to go outside wearing masks all the time? Maybe if my hematologist was going through it, he would understand a little more. But I guess, if you don't go through it and you're not sick all the time, you don't care. My head is killing me right now. It hurts so bad. I'm gonna go lay down. I am laying down. I'm gonna try to go back to sleep, and hope that when I wake up I feel a little bit better. Wow, is it possible that I look worse this way? Apparently. Oh my goodness. What sucks about this whole thing is I had plans. Oh my goodness. I gotta get a shower. I was supposed to go do one of my favorite Christmas traditions here this week. I didn't get to do it this year because of the gallbladder having to be removed and all of that. And if you don't know, my gallbladder went bad because it hemolyzed so much over the years. Go Evans syndrome. Every year I go to Macy's light show, which I always refer to as the Wanamaker's light show, but I'm trying to get out of that habit because Wanamaker's not around anymore. No one ever knows what I'm talking about. And then Dickens Village, and I've been doing this since I've been little with my mother, and I didn't get to do it last year, and I was supposed to do it today. Clearly I'm not. Quick update. I'm upstairs. It's like not even 6 o'clock yet, but it feels like it's so much later. I forced myself to get up and get a shower and eat and all that today, and I just couldn't hang any longer. I am so tired. So I'm going to plug in my Christmas lights, and I'm going to binge a little bit of Friends and go to bed. I will update you guys how I'm feeling in the morning. hopefully I'm feeling a little bit better than I am right now.
Christine, how are you? Good. My name's Chris. I'm one of the nurses.